Hello and welcome to this installation video on how to install it and configure Home Access Plus. This is part 1 of 2 for installing Home Access Plus. This is for versions 3.2 decimal 3.2. First step you'll need to do is remote desktop into the server that you're going to be hosting this on. I actually run this on a Windows Server 2008 R2 member server, but you can run this on iOS 6. Alright, once you've logged onto your server, the first thing you will need to do is go to www.microsoft.com/downloads. On Microsoft Downloads, you'll need to search for the .NET Framework. You will need to search for the .NET Framework version 3.5. Once you've found it, it will be called Service Pack 1. This is the full and cumulative update package, so don't worry. Download this file. It will be 2.8 meg big. If you do not want to download the web installer of this, there is a complete package on the website that you just looked at. If you scroll down to the bottom, there is download the full package. What you will next need to do is allow .NET 3.5 Service Pack 1 to install completely. This will install the .NET framework into iOS and will configure ASP.NET for use on iOS. While it's doing this, you might as well go to CHS extranet. Once it's downloaded, click the install option. I've already got this installed, so I am just going to cancel the installation. Once your installation has been completed, you will need to go to on a separate computer, because for some reason the security settings on the domain controller don't allow you to do this. You'll need to go to chsextranet.codeplex.com and you will need to download the latest version of Home Access Plus from the side. Download either the MSI or zip file. I'm going to be installing via the zip file, but it basically the two, you can either do it via MSI or via zip. They are both the same. So once you have downloaded the file, you need to extract it. Now you will need to browse to D drive RM network RM managed web components on CC3. And you can see here that I've already downloaded it and extracted the file. You'll need to create a new folder called extranet and extract the contents of the Home Access Plus installation into that folder. Once that is done, you'll now need to load up Internet Information Services on your server. Once you've loaded up IIS, you'll need to expand your server, expand application pools, right click, new application pool, call it extranet, set it to use the default template, click OK, right click on extranet, click properties, disable the recycle worker process in minutes, disable the idle shutdown, and check that the identity is set to network service. You'll now need to expand websites, expand RM. On extranet, you'll need to right click and go permissions. You'll need to add the network service group and give it full permissions. You will then need to right click on extranet and go properties. Click on create, which will create an application for the extranet. Change the application pool to be the extranet application pool. Click apply. Click on configuration. Under the mappings, find .aspx and click edit. Copy the executable address and click OK. Click insert in the wildcard application maps. Paste in the ASP.NET ISAPI filter. Untick verify that file exists and click OK. This has just added in a wildcard exception, which means that any request to the extranet folder will be dealt with will be handed to the ASP.NET framework for handling. the other settings on that window are okay. Click OK, go under Directory Security, edit an authentication, disable anonymous authentication, and enable basic authentication. Set the default domain to be crickowl.internal or the domain that you are using on, and click OK. You will now then need to go under HTTP headers and check that the enable content expiration is ticked and that it's expire immediately. And HTTP headers, make sure that cache control has no cache set. You will now need to go into MIME types and add the Silverlight MIME type in, which its extension is .zap xap, and it's an application /x-silverlight-app. Click OK and click OK. Once that is done, click OK again to save the changes. You'll now need to click on Web Service Extensions, find ASP.NET